Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am scrapbooking a single photo of a selfie of me in a fire aisle at work. And I'll tell the story later, but it's just one photo. Not sure what I'm going to use, whether it's going to be a kit, a stash, or whatever I'm going to do. So let's see what I can do. Okay, so this is the best part, you guys. I love watching the paper go through the ink machine, and then when it comes out, it's all such foily goodness. And the screen is flickering a little bit. I had plugged my ink machine into the same surge protector that my lights are plugged in, and it pulls some power. So there is a little bit of a fluctuating, fluctuating. That's a real word now, just FYI. Fluttering of the lights kind of thing. But there we go. It has pulled out, and when you peel it back, ta-da! Look at that. I just love that part. Like, that just makes my heart so happy. I just love seeing the reveal of the mink. I don't know what it is. It's just like this. You put this black toner in, and out comes beautiful, shiny, foiled things. It's just a good fun time. Just a good fun time. So I have that down, and I figure I'm going to partner it up with some of these close to my heart papers. I really like the look of silver with this color palette, kind of like this orangey red and the yellow and the dark black. I really like the look of it together. Now, the swans will not make it on to the layout because it is doesn't really go with my story. But these little arrows on this kind of ready orangey paper goes great. So while I am doing that, I will tell you the fire aisle story. So fire aisles have to be completely clear at all times, obviously in case there's a fire. It's kind of like a duh moment here, because if there's a fire, you have to be able to escape the building quickly and safely. So when things are in the fire aisle, if there was something that happened and we had to exit, then we wouldn't want to be trapped. We do have fire doors that will drop down, and then you have to go in and out the fire door. So there's this whole fire safety thing, you guys. And there are some places that do not keep their fire exits safe, and they don't keep them clear. And there was a fire exit check that had to be done, and I had to send a clear fire exit photo, and I decided to selfie myself with it because, hello, like I was like, yeah, my fire exit's clear. Oh yeah, I got that. I'm kind of a stickler for safety at work, and there are certain things that happen that I am all over you if you are working unsafe, if you leave something out. There's just things like I just won't put up with, and one of them is the fire exits being blocked. So there is that, and I decided to selfie myself and send the photo to my boss's boss, showing that the fire exits were clear. And that was definitely a moment where my personality kind of shined through to him. And it wasn't just, here is our empty fire exit. This is me, being proud of our empty and safe fire exits. And I know that might seem ridiculous, and this might seem like something dumb to some people, or you're just like, I cannot believe you're scrapbooking a selfie and a fire exit type moment. But you know what? It's my story, and it is important to me to get my story down, and not even necessarily for the future generations, but just I feel like it is good to get your own thoughts and feelings out in some sort of outlet. So whether it's a diary, whether it's a scrapbook, whether it's a traveler's notebook, whether it's just posting things on Instagram, like getting your thoughts and your stories out of you, it's just good. It just feels good. And I feel like it just brings, you have more to give to the world. And I know that that might seem weird that I want to give this to the world, that I keep fire exits safe. But I mean, if you were chatting with me, if we were just having a fun time together and, or you've been watching my videos for a while, you've learned a lot about me, but this is probably something you didn't know. Like, I'm a stickler for fire exit safety. Like, there it is. It's out there now. So that's what it is, you guys. That's what it is. I went ahead and used my Art Deco paper pad from Brutus Monroe to go ahead and back my photo. I liked the fact that it was black and it kind of had like that pinky, orangey, kind of reddy glow to it. Anything that I can make work with a target color is good in my book, especially on a layout when I'm doing it about work. Now that is a Tonic Craft Perfect paper pad right here, where it is silver and kind of like a gray color. And I decide that I'm going to almost, I don't know what it's called. It's not really gutting the paper, but it's almost like gutting the paper, because I didn't want to use it all that gorgeousness just hidden back there. So I just trimmed it off like that and put it on. And I'm loving the pops of silver that I have going on in this layout. Like, it's really making me happy. Now, I was thinking about Frankensteining the paper on the background there to put that paper behind the entire thing, but I decided against that. I do pull out a couple alphabets, two different thicker alphabets, which and I know that means I'm going to be adding adhesive on them to get them to stick. But first I felt like I needed to create something up here. There wasn't enough going on. As you guys know, I am usually a more is more type person unless I decide that I don't want to do more is more. And the only thing I'm doing is pulling the same patterns and things that I have down below on the layout up to this little upper part of the layout. So I cut out a little piece of that Art Deco paper. I cut a little piece of the floral. I'm thinking I'm going to be bringing in this large white brad that's just been kind of chilling out on my desk for a little while. And then it is time to figure out what is going on. Now, I felt like I needed something a little bit more exciting before I put on my title. So I have these rhinestone adhesive kind of strips things that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. And I am just putting those down there just to add a little bit of texture, a little bit of dimension, just a little bit of something else. Now, I'm not going to go crazy on this layout with texture and dimension and different things like that, because really I want the silver foil to shine through. Like, this is a lot. The silver foil is a lot, and I know that, and that's what I want you to be like, bam, look at that silver foil. That's gorgeous. So I don't want to do too much to the layout so that you aren't feeling that way when you're flipping through my album. Now I am going through my Scrap and Happy Studio flares. I started to pull out the Target flare, but I decided I didn't want it to go on this layout. I had another idea, another layout that I wanted it to go on. And I'm just trying to figure out like where I want my title. And originally I decided to go for my title right on top of the photo, but ultimately I decide that the whole point is the fire aisle is clear, so I don't want to put text over top of it. And I know that that probably sounds a little bit cuckoo, but in my mind, it works out great. Like that, the reasoning is solid in my mind. So if you are like, whoa, Sandy, that's a little bit much, it's okay. It's okay. I am a little bit much sometimes, and I'm good with that. So I have this second alphabet, and as you can see, I am placing it down on top of here, and it's not the fact that it's covering up part of my arm where I'm holding the phone up. It's just the fact that I don't want the words in the fire aisle. Like, the whole point is the fire aisle is empty. So that's got to come off. And can I just say that this drives me nuts, that this font, that the S is larger than the other letters. Like, it just drives me nuts. Like, why does it have to be larger than the other letters? Now, if I was spelling out my name, I don't mind my S being larger than ANDIE, but seriously, in the middle of a word, it's a little bit funky, and it drives me insane. Insane. So I know it does kind of look a little like, whoa, like you really can't read the title, but I promise you in real life, it reads a lot better than it does over here on the camera. So I knew I wanted to fill in that little space over top of the A with something, and I wasn't exactly sure with what. So I pull out this little Sterilite container, and this is like a little box of fun. This is where I keep some flare bits, some like epoxy things, some acrylic things. Like, this is just a little box of embellishment tea bits that I have, and the storage of it probably doesn't make sense to anyone else, but it makes sense to me, and like, I know what I'm going for when I pick this box off my shelf. Like, I know that this is the kind of stuff that's there. So I'm trying to figure out how to build up some embellishment clusters. I'm thinking about bringing in these black stars, but ultimately I don't think they make it on the layout. I'm pretty sure they don't. But I do like these circle bits, and I decided to go for 3 different kind of circle bits. One says Role Model, and they are, what is that company? Do you guys remember, I think it was Little Davis Designs had a whole bunch of these little things. I'm pretty sure that's what the company was. And I still have a bunch of them. And there's like no sense in getting rid of them, even though they're super old, because they're still relevant and they're still cute. So I figured Role Model would be perfect because, I'm modeling the behavior of keeping the fire aisle safe. And I wonder how many times I've said fire aisle in this video. I know that I have sometimes a tendency to repeat words over and over again. So my videos would probably be really good for drinking games, I think, because I probably have said fire aisle 72 times in the past 5 minutes, but that's okay. So I keep messing around, and honestly, you guys, this little bit of futzing around takes me forever. That is an epoxy flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, the one that says Note It right there. And I'm even thinking about bringing in a potty person that I've had in my stash for a while, but that doesn't come out. Like, it's just a mess. Like, I keep messing around with the little bits and pieces because I know that I'm not going to be putting a lot of embellishment on. And I feel that when I know that like more and more and more is getting piled on, it's less stressful to find the exact right thing. And the whole reason of this is because that foil is really taking center stage. And I don't want to put so much on that it's going to compete with the foil, but I also don't want to put too little on where the only thing you see is the foil. So I do grab that little chipboard flare. I believe it says BU, and I chose the yellow because there are bits of yellow in the pattern paper. The little floral pattern paper. So to me, it worked out great. And I'm still messing around in this little bit of goodies, and eventually I will just realize I have found what I need. It is time to put the box away and move on and finish the layout. Because really, I mean, this layout took me way too long. Like, I think I was messing around with this for an hour and a half, and usually this kind of layout will take me like 30 minutes tops, just because I just kept futzing around with it. But no worries, I did cut out just about all of the time where I was, messing around or there was just dead space. Besides the 10 seconds that you just watched where the only thing you're doing is looking at my layout. And we're doing it again. So yeah, video editing 101 might be a class that I need to take, huh? But probably not, you guys, probably not. I know that my videos aren't always the most professional quality, but they're my videos and they're from my heart, and it's how I'm feeling and it's what I'm creating and it's how I make it. So that's the way I want to share. I just feel that for myself, sharing videos the way I share them is the way I like to see videos, so it's the way I do them, if that makes sense. So I have this little yellow ampersand on a sticker. I'm going to layer that up. Luckily, the little rhinestone things peel right up. I am going to add in these little black puffy hearts, and I think they're from Bella Boulevard. Maybe. I think that's where they're from. It's from Bella Boulevard. I pull in this little one label sticker from some Vicky Boutin collection. And now it is time to get the adhesive on so all the stuff that I actually have stuck down to the layout actually sticks. Now I do add some journaling. It is going to go right on that orangey red paper. I kind of use the decoration on the paper as journaling lines so that my journaling is straight. Normally I don't even worry about journaling lines. There are a few times where I will pencil in some journaling lines and then journal and then erase the pencil lines. But normally I am not a fan of drawing in your journaling lines. It just isn't my thing. And I love layouts that have it done like that, but sometimes you're just like, not for me. So this Nouveau Deluxe adhesive is delicious and it works so well, you guys. I know that I have talked about it many times, but seriously, if you love a product, talk about it, tell people about it, because you don't want it to not be made anymore, and that just sucks. So here we have the journaling down. Still can't find my Muji pens. No idea where they are. No idea. I have a feeling that I took it to work and left it on my desk and the pen got taken off. So our desks at work are in a big open space. So everybody's desk is just out, and my desk is the first one in our big open space. And that usually means, people drop stuff on my desk or take stuff off of my desk. So that's just what happens. So anyway, gotta find the right pen. Thanks so much for watching. Here are some still photos so you can see a little bit up close. And I will see you guys again really soon for another video.